May 31st, the last day of May. Tomorrow is June. And we're going to the, what museum? The Medieval Museum. It was my idea, you'd think I could remember. And we're doing something different. Yesterday, I think we walked almost to Denmark before we actually found the train station. And we're going to try something else today, the tram or the metro. Either way, it's up there. We don't have to go over the big, giant, windy, scary bridge. And I'm looking forward to the museum. And looking forward to being back where we were yesterday. It was pretty nice. I had a good night's rest. Quiet. I cannot believe, neither Debbie or I can believe how quiet it is here. Look! It's just magical. For a city park especially. I wonder if they're used or if they're just mailboxes. To what?
To this bridge.
Ah. Rerouting.
Yeah.
Oh, and the sailboats are down there. Here comes trouble on the... Jackson's favorite siren. Wee-wah, wee-wah. It's actually a guy that ran across the street in front of the fire truck with the siren. A new rail station for us. Still don't know where I'm going. Pretty nice. That took all of about 10 minutes. That was so much easier and faster, but we wouldn't have got our exercise in yesterday if we'd known about this. Okay, so this is very cool. The little mini semi. Yeah, I'm actually taller than the cab. Texas barbecue. Run and hide. I love the bronze, the patina. This is the Royal Palace behind, which is somewhat under renovation. National Museum, more harbor. Make you nice, warm, and comfortable. Again, thank God the wind came up. It's been a quiet one. So I can't see the other side. But there must be a plaque underneath that says, "Look at me, look at me." Beautiful against the blue sky background. So apparently the museum is under the bridge, but they do give you a elevator. My God, we found it. There's been so much pollen on the van. Incredible. Apparently this is the island that we're on. This is an 11th century rune stone. I guess these are some of the original foundations. Yeah. They have really nice models of the boats in here. It's a really interesting way that they did the museum. It's, you know, underground. And it's kind of a theme representation. Wow, look at that. I didn't even take my glasses off. Maybe the best haircut I've ever had. I should have got the guy's name. A barber shop in the train station, the underground. And from Belarus, self-taught, outstanding. I don't have to wear my hat anymore. Well, for a while. Great afternoon. Leaving, where are we? We are in Stockholm, Sweden, and we're trying to leave, and they opened the drawbridge. This is the one thing every van life person needs to have, is a printer, because you may think it's a paperless society until you try to get on the ferry or do anything else without your booking documents. So we're between Copenhagen and Stockholm at the IKEA Museum, and we've just printed from our handy printer maps of the Faroe Islands, which is actually going to be our next destination. Really wasn't in the plans for season 2, but the way the timing worked and everything, it was just too cool. And as much as we love Lofoten, we think this is going to be similar without the cold, I guess. Looks like they're only 62 degrees north latitude, and halfway between the European continent and Iceland in the North Atlantic. So, wait for those videos. They're going to be incredible. And look at the beautiful scenery in the photos. It's going to be like Lofoten, but a little bit warmer. I thought this might be a good time for my rant about Hewlett-Packard printers. So I've always had HP printers with the business and at home, and ever since Hewlett-Packard went to you have to have an account and log on so they can spy on you and sell your information, half the time they'll hook up wirelessly and print, half the time they won't, and then you got to restart everything. And in the amount of tirades that I have had over HP network printers has been unbelievable. The funny part here, you see it printing in the background there, is the only time this has actually worked like it's supposed to is with an iPhone. And that's just shocking to me, because usually any product is the most temperamental. I'm sorry, but you have to upgrade to this, and this machine won't take the upgrade. So you have to go spend another $1,000 on something to get it to print. But it's worked really well. So we're making our little travel book, and without incident. How nice. The other thing worth mentioning about the Hewlett-Packard printing in the van is that you have to set up a wireless network or have one set up that the printer can be on. And if you're challenged where your hotspot for the wireless network can't take a SIM card that keeps you on the internet, then you have to download everything on whatever device you're working on, come off of cellular data, and fire up the hotspot and get everything set up on that network to print. So you really kind of have to organize yourself. And if you're traveling in Europe, make sure you bring plenty of 8.5 by 11 if you're from the States, because you won't be able to buy that paper here. It'll be A4, and depending what you're downloading and what your printer settings are, you might want to have your own paper. Bright sunny day. We had breakfast, we did our printing, we did all the stuff. Now we're going to the IKEA museum. So, we shall see. Debbie's supposed to be waiting for me on the benches out front. We've left the IKEA museum in our overnight park up in their parking lot, which was really quite nice. We had breakfast in their restaurant this morning, and in the hotel, the IKEA has their own hotel there. And it seems like it's also a meeting and training center, corporate IKEA, because there were people there having breakfast that were obviously talking about their meetings they were having today and that sort of thing. The museum was interesting. It wasn't really so much about the historical transformation of the company as it was just about their philosophy, which was interesting in and of itself. Worth the time, not what I expected, but still worth the visit. So now we're on our way to Copenhagen via Malmo in the bridge. We just finished refueling and had lunch, and Debbie also found a great store called Willie's, and we have provisions because, as you know, we have another crossing to do in the ocean coming up. Beautiful day. What is it, 63? It's always slightly breezy in Sweden, at least this time of year. From the north to the south, everything we've seen is a bit windy, but it doesn't detract from the beauty, that's for sure. about all for the moment. Okay, what do we think? Are these wild stones? Are they fabricated? Is this just a covering they put up? Is it structural? I don't know. That would look pretty structural. Okay. One I can make sense of. Clearly. Easy. So we're just getting to the bridge. Wow, look at that. Crossing from Sweden into Denmark. It's pretty impressive. Compared to a ferry. Maybe this just goes over the top and we didn't see it. Yeah.
Here it is.
Oh.
Which lane should I be in?
I think both lanes are okay. I think if you want to go to the airport, you need to be in this one, but I don't think you're stuck. Well-lit tunnel.
Yeah.
No dust.
We just got rid of some lights Okay, we're in Denmark.
Well, here's something we haven't filmed in a very long time. It's Friday afternoon. We are outside of Copenhagen. I think south. It must be south. And we were going to go another 100 and some odd kilometers today, but we ran out. It's just the traffic was so heavy that we just felt we'd find another place. So we're here at a marina. This is where all the poor people keep their boats. Told Debbie, I says, you know, these things probably hold 800 gallons of diesel at 10 bucks a gallon is, so it's 800 times 10. That's $8,000 to fill it. But I guess if you got to ask how much, what the fuel mileage is, you can't afford it, huh? So beautiful weather. It's kind of odd that we're out of Scandinavia, because that was the whole crux of the trip, you know, Norway and Sweden and Finland. Had a very, very good time. Like I mentioned before, we're going to the Faroe Islands, halfway to Iceland. So that'll give us a renewed sense of adventure. And then we're going to go visit Debbie's friend Lo for a couple of days and do some bike riding in Germany before season 2 has to come to an end because of our 90-day tourist visa. There's a very large boat compared to the big one that's next to it. So they have a little park for the kids here. Those are all the boats on the Hard. There's a whole bunch more down here. But I was looking for the trash, so we come this way. Spring is. And we're all here visiting friends at the marina. So, Greve Marina. That's where we are.